I hope you will get enough opinions and information about language teaching methods. And at first, I do want to begin with conventional teaching methods, because generally during 19th and the beginning of 2000s years, our lesson was conducted based on conventional teaching methods, especially teaching foreign language. Traditional teaching instruction or methods of language teaching predominantly relied memorizing vocabulary list, rigid sentence structures exercise, or verb conjugation practice, and extensive grammar instruction. Classroom activities often center around reading and translating texts, correcting pronunciation, and constructing simple spoken phrases, which occupied the whole lesson time. As a result, vital strategies and the main language acquisition skills were neglected. On the other hand, interaction with native speakers remained out of reach, and students couldn't get enough information about target language, and this made lessons tedious and discouraging for each learner. And efforts to modernize teaching practices and incorporate forward-seeking educational models have increasingly focused on adopting a research-based, widely accepted, and demonstrably effective instructional approach. Generally, conventional teaching methods were based on teacher-centered lessons. Teachers were dominant during the lesson time, and sometimes all lesson time was conducted by teachers. Then the evolution of teaching approach mirrors broader developments in our comprehension of the learning process, the priorities within language education, and the most effective strategies for equipping learners for authentic communicative contexts. And as in other fields, over the time, education and pedagogy have undergone notable transformation because of conventional teaching methods shortage, and modernizing these methods aimed to make lesson time useful for each learners. And the main teaching methods, the following: the grammar translation methods, the direct methods, the audiolingual methods, humanistic approach, the communicative language teaching, and content-based instruction, and task-based learning. Firstly, I do want to speak about grammar translation methods. This method emerged in the early of 19th century. Generally, grammar translation methods was conducted by using interpreting or comprehending literary materials while stressing grammar and vocabulary, but some opponents alleged that neglecting communicative competence was the main lackness of this method. In the response to grammar translation method, the pioneers of direct method aimed to create a method which was based on competence and listening skills. Its pioneers were Maximilian Bellers and Francois Goulin. They aimed to create this method based on main language skills such as speaking and listening competence and grammar rules, grammar instruction were taught. Therefore, some critics named deductive approach top-down and inductive approach is called bottom-up. Direct method generally is preferred. Students to speak about a real task or any their opinion or ideas about real life situations. Our another method is associated with audio-lingual method. Audio-lingual method is alike with direct method, which grammar instruction is taught inductively and verbal competence is dominant as is an integral part of lesson, and teachers' goals to use communicatively, automatically, or new habits and language cultures generally is associated with everyday speech, emphasize everyday behavior, lifestyle, and teacher-student's role is alike with model to be imitated, directs or controls, and teaching learning process, dialogues for imitation, substitutions, drills on patterns, reading, writing based on oral work. Next, humanistic approach. Humanistic approach was created such students who couldn't express their opinion independently or couldn't express their feelings during the lesson time. A notable trend towards more humanistic approach was observed in the development of English language instruction techniques during the 1970s and 1980s. These techniques stressing the psychological requirements and the personal growth because critics thought that eliminating psychological obstacles or creating cozy environment or pleasant atmosphere for learners can be effective for learning any foreign language. Suggestopedia is one of humanistic approach, and it was created by Georgi Lazanov. Georgi Lazanov emphasized that learning is a matter of attitude, not aptitude, because Lazanov thought that psychological obstacles can interfere students' learning process, and teachers must create useful and comfortable environment for students using music or art or theater. The second approach of humanistic techniques is silent way approach. Silent way approach is based on using phonetic charts, and teachers give some clues to students and create cozy atmosphere for interaction among students. Approach is a community language learning. Community language learning is created by sitting in a semicircle in front of the board, asking students to translate sentence into English, and teachers mainly stand behind the learners because it makes students feel cozy during communication. And recording the sentence students have said, having students transcribe what they have said asking their feelings about the course of the lesson. All of them were aimed to remove any psychological obstacles and prepare students' mental states or sentiments about learning process. The next one is communicative language teaching. Communicative language teaching is the well-known method among other methods because mainly we use in the course of our lesson this method for teaching language basically to students. Communicative language teaching rely on communication, effective lesson, and functional language use or using authentic sources or materials, and social interaction are the integral part of communicative language teaching, and students and teachers can interact with one another, expressing their values or judgments, opinions about any real world situation, and practice the feeling of community. And materials and textbooks generally is alike with daily situations or daily problems. As a result, students can get enough information or thought about any situation. On the other hand, communicative language teaching lets students to interact with each other. Task-based language teaching and content-based instruction. Firstly, I do want to speak about difference between them. Content-based instruction is related to teaching language or any rules based on any subjects such as science, literacy, etc. And students learn vocabulary or grammar instruction based on scientific material. But when it comes to task-based language teaching, task-based language learning is an approach where the planning of learning materials and teaching session are based around doing a task, and the basis of this methodology consists of proposing to the students the completion of a serious task and complete these tasks together in order to foster their ability to communicate in the second language. Advantages and disadvantages are the following. Advantage is related to applicable and suitable for students for all ages and backgrounds, encourage students to be more ambitious in the language, and students are free to use whatever vocabulary and grammar they know, but disadvantages are related to some students are more guidance and will not or cannot notice language forms, grammar, or other element and accuracy. Not all students are or will be motivated by task-based language teaching. The last one, I speak about all methods implementation and their development. This historical progression reflects a deeper understanding of language acquisition, acknowledging the complexities of communication, cognitive processes, and the diverse needs of learners. In summary, the evolution of English language teaching techniques over time is evidence of the field's ongoing adaptation and development. It draws attention to the necessity of constant innovation and adaptability to the shifting dynamics of language usage, cultural settings, and educational objectives. That's all. Thank you for your attention.